Small kid. Kalina. Akapapula. Score goal.
Good evening, dear viewers. Comment section. Confirm that sound and video is reaching you perfectly. Very good evening, dear viewers, and welcome to the Ultimate Pool Arena. We are in the trading center of Ntinda, in the city of Kampala, the country of Uganda in East Africa, where it is the official start of the tour of Zambian players in the East African country of Uganda. Now, Kelvin, Nkandu, all the way from Lusaka, as well as Moses Mafia, also from Lusaka, are for 3 days resident in the country of Uganda after daring to be about the 6th pair of players from most especially Southern Africa to make a tour of Uganda as top pool players to have matches, races, and participate in tournaments that happen in Uganda. Today, he's having his first race in the country. They are racing to 16 with Lubulwa Simon, the Ugandan, one of the best players in the country, nicknamed the Computer. They are racing for $600 US. As a consequence for losing this frame, to present to you this action in audio and video, my name is Simon Peter Chove. 2 frames have been played. It is one for Kelvin and one for Computer. Once again, the rest is 16 and live commentary is resuming shortly. So the guy that is right now playing is Simon Lubulwa, while the guy that has just fouled, that has just rushed putting white ball, is Kelvin Fikoti. Both of them are donning the white, so kindly understand the identity of the players by probably their faces, maybe the color of their panties, as Simon is donning the light blue jeans while Kelvin is donning the black jeans. Once again, they are racing 2-16 for $600. And yes, Kelvin is a player with the Eagles Pool Club in the Zambia Pool League. They are current league champions in Zambia. They also recently won the Grand Mchana Open Championship ladies category. In terms of superiority, maybe in terms of experience, Simon has just a little bit more, because he became a renowned player in Uganda at a very young age. He was hardly 12 years old when he became a renowned pool player in the year 2010. And while Kelvin became a renowned pool player just around 7 years ago. But Kelvin has achieved way more than a computer, most especially when you consider his recent achievements. And yet for now, the computer, using his own very recommendable skill set, as well as the fact that he is playing at his own home turf, will be fancying his chances to win this match. For now, he's having the 2-1 lead on Kelvin. Kelvin, by the way, will be having only one fan at the venue. That is his partner in crime, with whom he traveled all the way from Lusaka to Kampala via Nairobi. That is Moses Mafia. Simon is in the lead in a race to 16 against Kelvin Fikoti. Now, in the meantime, my original Facebook page, that is Break and Finish Live, while it is still showing on Facebook, I am restricted from using it because of music copyright infringement issues that have always been happening many times when I'm streaming these videos. So it has restrictions. I cannot go live or post anything on that page. So those of you who have always been watching on that page, kindly follow this one. We shall be having action, just as you're seeing now, on Big Money Billiards Uganda chapter Facebook page. It is a friend's Facebook page, but I'm only using it because I am personally restricted totally from accessing Facebook whatsoever. So I can only use a friend's page. Nonetheless, the sport is at least not victim. This match is being streamed on two platforms, that is Big Money Billiards Uganda chapter Facebook, as well as Peter Chobe Live YouTube. So feel free to serve yourself by watching from a platform of your preference. The Facebook video is diagonal, the YouTube video is rectangular, but both videos have the same exact commentary. It is the second time, by the way, that Lubulwa Simon, this guy that is queuing right now, is having a money match at this very venue. The first one was just over 3 months ago. I think now 4 months ago. He was the first. Normally, nowadays, he's become the route opener. Every time an international player visits Uganda for money matches, he was the route opener, playing the first match against Zambia's Eshka Chimbwanda, racing to 16. That one ended 16-10. Simon won. He went down 1-0 against Kelvin Fikoti in this match. and then 1-2 quick one. So that's why he is now leading by 2 frames to 1. And once again, the rest is 16. About 100 fans also, maybe 120, 130 are watching this match at the venue, and of course way more hundreds watching online. Here at the venue, one thing I can assure you is that Kelvin is having only one fan out of them all. That is Moses Mafia, who by the way did have his first mini match yesterday, playing against another Ugandan who is called Mustafa Bwile. That one ended 7-1 in a race to 7 for $100. The match was won by Mafia. It was supposed to be, I think, a curtain raiser to this piece of action that is going to be happening between Mafia and Kelvin versus the Ugandans. The expectation is that tomorrow it will be Kelvin again against Joseph Kasozi for $1,000, pending the total confirmation by submitting stake from both players. Be reminded that Kelvin is way more accomplished as a player. He was part of the Zambia national pool team that won the All Africa Pool Championships team category on home soil in Lusaka, Zambia, when they defeated the might of South Africa in that very memorable final at the OIDC in Lusaka. And of course, the following year, that was 2023, he was again part of the Zambia team that participated for the very first time in the World Blackball Championships in Tangier City, Morocco, and they came second to England. This year he has been hot and hot and hot without a shade of a doubt, while Victor has always been known as Zambia's best player. This year is the one that Kelvin, according to many, has just taken over the mantle a little bit better, having won comp after comp after comp after comp, including a car competition in Zambia, if I'm not mistaken, was sponsored by a member of parliament in Zambia, the Honorable Kabwata. It was dubbed the Kabwata car competition. It was won by Kelvin. So just like Mansour of Uganda, this year Kelvin is driving from playing pool. As Simon is snookered, looking for his ball, umpire Jimmy Semata calls a foul. Kelvin will be asking for the cue ball from the umpire and will be going for clearance number 2, definitely. He's still hot from winning his first international competition of his career. By the way, I was saying still a very young career. It is exactly 6 days ago today at Mchana Pub and Grill in Nairobi. Kelvin defeated a Ugandan in Caesar Chandiga in the final to win the second edition of the ATA Super 8 competition. It was a double elimination championship in which he reached the final with 2 lives intact. He needed to be beaten twice for him not to win that competition, and he won at the first time of asking. So he left the competition with 100% record. The one and only Ugandan who was in participation was Caesar and was beaten by Kelvin himself in that final. And whilst for computer, he has never won an international event for himself, but came third in the doubles category of the Holy Cup Championships that were organized in Johannesburg, South Africa last year, with his doubles pair teammate in Kenneth Odong. As it stands now, it is Simon 2 and Kelvin 2 in a race to 16 for $600, which these guys earlier today gave to me and empowered me to give to the player who is the first to 16 in this match. I don't remember Simon ever playing any match against any Zambian, and being forced to remind myself was just in Nairobi in the Grand Mchana Open. He played against players from Kenya, from Uganda, from Tanzania, and also from the UK. I don't remember him taking on any Zambian, just as was the case last year. He also participated in the All Africa Bowl Championships for Team Uganda, Simon, in 2019, as well as the Holy Cup Championships 2023. And in all those cases, I don't remember him facing off against any Zambian. I think this one will be his first match against any Zambian anywhere. And while for Kelvin, he hasn't exactly been having a good share of results against Ugandans. I don't remember him, Kelvin, against Joseph Kasozi in a money match last year at Flintstones in Lusaka, racing to 16 for $1,000. The match was won by Kelvin 16-9. Of course, there was a rematch just over 2 weeks, just over 10, around 10 days, exactly 10 days ago today, the day before the day that the Grand Mchana Open Championship men's event started. They had a match with Kasozi racing to 13. That was a rematch for $1,000. It was won by Kasozi 13-11. Also, Kelvin, of course, played one race, if I'm not mistaken, with Caesar, when Caesar did play in the Zambian Pro League in 2022. A match that was won by Caesar. Then Kelvin was still so junior compared to what he is now, was head started by Ibra with +3 in a race to 21, and Ibra did win that race 21-18. But of course, Kelvin now is a very better player than he was then. Now, in this ongoing frame, there was a scratch and a break by Kelvin. A situation that Simon Lubulwa, the Ugandan computer, wants to take full advantage of, and with a reverse dish, Simon regained his lead 3-2 against Kelvin in a race to 16. This match shall be having coverage from some of the Ugandan media houses like Urban Television and Okede Television, who are on the way, and the story is expected to be running on television and in the papers tomorrow. And if you're just joining the stream, Simon Lubulwa of Uganda is leading 3-2 against Kelvin Fikoti of Zambia in a race to 16 for $600 here at Ultimate Pool Arena in Ntinda, in Kampala, in Uganda. And after Kelvin putting white ball on the break in the previous frame, Simon scratches 2 in the following frame. Simon responded by clearing the table. Kelvin will definitely be attempting to do the same in the following frame. And I'm sure that you can now realize that this one is a very top class match. And of the two players, I want to say that 2024 has more been Kelvin's year. He has won so many competitions in Zambia. I did stop counting. Those that were being streamed on, I think, the Billiards Cafe Facebook page. Until, of course, at the end of the year, that a Ugandan in Geoffrey Setumba, who is living and playing in Zambia, has won also a fair share himself, most especially in the last quarter of the year. He also won the car competition in Zambia, sponsored by the Honorable Kabwata, as well as winning the Super 8 competition of the Advanced Talent Agency in Nairobi just last week, coming to Kampala, Uganda, 2,000 US dollars richer from that event. And of course, he finished in the top 8 of the Billiards Cafe W Elimination Classic competition, the last that he played in Zambia before setting off to East Africa, Nairobi, Kenya, to participate in the Grand Mchana Open Championship and the ATA Super 8, where he decided, especially after the event, to proceed to the western border between Kenya and Uganda to the country of Uganda, which is proving to be one country where, as long as one claims to be a top player on the African continent, must tour. First Southern African player to tour Uganda was around 2015, the great Sbu Gumede, and then 2016, Ishmael Mtetwa. Then, of course, the third also was from South Africa, 2023, Aiden Joseph. Earlier this year, Jeremiah Naido, making tour of the country of Uganda, playing against to whom it may concern. Then Jerry returned later in the year, participating in the ATA Super 8 competition, first edition, which was won by Caesar. And then, of course, now it is the turn of the first non-South African players to tour Uganda. This guy, Kelvin, who is shooting black to make it 3-3, who came to the country 3 days ago with his international teammate in Moses Mafia to ask questions of Ugandans and demand immediate answers from Ugandan fans as to why they claim to be the cradle of African pool. Zambia 3, Uganda 3, Simon 3, Kelvin 3, Lusaka 3, Kampala 3, Hachilema 3, Museveni 3. The umpire of the day is a certain Mr. Jimmy Semata, veteran player in himself. It was the choice of both of the players to be umpire. But just in case anything goes wrong with his decision making, then we shall have the benefit of video review. Which videos I am watching alongside yourself, eh? And those who are watching on YouTube can always play the video backwards. You can watch a shot that you missed initially, etc. Thank you, Comic Addict, for reminding us who sponsored the car competition that was won by Kelvin. Kabwata is not the name of the Honorable Member of Parliament, it is the constituency which he represents, otherwise the name is the Honorable Tayengwa. I like those politicians that spend money on poll, and I'm not shy of mentioning their names. The Senator Alan Chesang, Senator of Trans Nzoia County in Nairobi. Of course, now the Honorable Tayengwa, former First Lady of the Republic of Zambia, Esther Lungu, and the Kenyan MP whom I'm forgetting, the one who was chief guest at the Grand Mchana Open closing ceremony. I'm forgetting his name. A very stubborn dude. Guy did say stuff on this page that got me worried a little bit coming back to Uganda, but I'm safe. Mix, thank you for watching. Robinson Matov watching on YouTube. Victor Aurora. Saint Jean Vassoire. Definitely supporting Simon. Quizera Jean Claude. Thank you for watching. Also on YouTube. Kita Mabunda, thank you for watching. Sandy Jamiru. You want the guys to put some speed, you think the game is watching? I don't think it is boring. Both are very offensive minded players, but they attack calmly and precisely. They don't put with the speed of Jinte or Jerry, but they also have very good technique, and most of the time they finish the games that they attempt to attack. Similar in playing style, only that for Simon, his playing style has not yet delivered an international event that Kelvin's style did deliver for himself just exactly 6 days ago today. This match is coming live to you from the Ultimate Pool Arena, Ntinda, Kampala, Uganda. The venue is opposite Ntinda Mosque. Those of you who are in and around Kampala, feel free to come and enjoy the action, absolutely free. But if you are so far away from the venue, maybe stuck in traffic, maybe you're far away from Kampala, far away from Ntinda, only for any data bundle of your affordability, enjoy this action from frame 1 up to frame 31 if it goes all the way to the wire. We are looking at Kelvin playing himself out of sorts here. Off the cushion. That will not do for him. A shot that is being celebrated by Simon's fans, as though Simon himself has spotted the black ball. Thank you for watching and welcome to the stream. The big Omutuki for Bike used to be watching from Masaka, now is watching from some country. Welly Matsivo watching from AJ Butchery in Stroke on Trent. Thank you for watching. Alan Wycliffe to Musime. Thank you for watching. Al Simon now he's going for a fourth for himself and for his fans and for his country Uganda, and now it's 4-3. Adin Kanya Shoko watching from Cape Town. Welcome to the stream. Chris Chola. You think computer can win Kelvin because of too many mistakes? Okay, let's see how far this one goes. Prince Jones, thank you for advising us to like the video because sound and video quality are quite good. From where I'm watching, everything seems pretty clear. Fabiso Maselasane watching from Botswana. There you go, waving your Botswanan flag. Welcome to the stream. And guys, especially those of you who are watching on Facebook, please like the video and share it such that the majority of the big African family that normally used to flock these videos enjoying African pool can get back to watch in the kind of numbers that we used to, because most of them don't even know that this page exists, because we are only about 5% of the following that is on Break and Finish Live YouTube. So it can only get back very slowly as long as we keep sharing these videos to most, especially our Facebook friends, and our Facebook groups, and especially those that are indeed full groups. Kelvin Fikoti going for a fourth for himself in a match that is so neck to neck. Players that are seem to be cancelling each other out perfectly well, neatly well, in terms of potting ability, strength, game reading, prowess, and also mistakes. Alan Wycliffe to Musime, you think ultimate is your home in Maxton Falls, but you had to stream live, okay? And you think I'm a giant? Eh? I'm not a giant. I'm not. Disclaimer. It is the name that is so many times in your beautiful homes and beautiful cars, eh? But the person himself does not stay in a beautiful home or beautiful car all the time. I just like doing what I love doing, passion driven. Golatsile Joshua. You think Kelvin will win this one? You are waving the South African flag. Thank you for watching. After Tamuka Nyakoye. Asking how many frames Kelvin has won so far. You can look at the background of your screen. It has a scoreboard where we have the scores for Kelvin on the left, and below his scores is the Zambian flag, also the scores for Simon on the right, and below his scores is the Ugandan flag, that is the black, yellow, and red. While Kelvin, it is largely the green, then red, yellow, and black. Kelvin going for a fifth year. We'll have to move the white ball towards the midpoint of the table, later on leave it towards the top end, such that you can have a roll of that yellow ball to the corner pocket closest to your screen on the left. A tap will do, or a roll will do, as long as he's on target. White ball will be guaranteed. Yes, he is on target. From this kind of range, he can never ever miss the black. As Moses Mafia flips the scoreboard for Kelvin, it is Simon 4 and Kelvin 4, and the rest is 16, and the prize is $600 US. On Kelvin's menu tomorrow is Joseph Kasozi. A different venue from where they will be playing. That is why this one is dubbed a tour. As Kelvin gets to put at least one yellow ball on the break, and a fairly good split of the balls after the break, and yet the yellows are clearly better positioned. But whether or not he can go for break and finish is a different matter altogether. In terms of international money matches, the first that Simon did partake in was him versus the South African in Ganda at Tickles and Giggles in Kampala. He was also the route opener for that one. He played the first match against Ganda, raised to 16 it was, and it ended 16-12, Jerry winning. Of course, Simon also did play route opener against the Zimbabwean in Eshka Chimwanda at the same venue, and Simon won 16-10. This is his third international money match, in which he is currently drawing 4-4 with Zambia's Kelvin Nkandu, who has his name Kila Fikoti, the back of his shirt. Seems to be a very popular guy. When we interviewed Aiden Joseph after winning the Billiards Cafe Elimination Classic about which African player he thinks is going to be the next big thing on the African continent, he said Kelvin. Actually, he did not just say Kelvin Aiden, he said definitely Kelvin. And when a player of Aiden's level says that, you know exactly what he rates of Kelvin's ability. Actually, Kelvin did finish second in the All Africa Pool Championships in 2023. That is why the All Africa Pool Association now ranks him Africa as seed number 2. Note that he's actually Africa's second best player because the AAPA rankings are only based on the events they organize as the AAPA, and they organize only one event in 2 years. So it's a little bit suspect ranking procedure. And with due respect to Kelvin and guys like Amadeus who are occupying those top ranking positions. Kelvin, by the way, earlier this year did make a tour of Zimbabwe, having mixed results against players like Eshka Pakanati, Blessings Bebido, Malvin Makonza. Off the cushion and foul. Advantage complete. Was a little bit complacent, Kelvin. How he got himself snookered, trying to find white ball for the last yellow. An opportunity. I don't see Simon allowing him back on table. And you are listening to a guy that has seen Simon's career from grass to grace. On 7 reds, Simon, all of them positioned perfectly well for him to make a clearance. Of course, not so obvious a clearance to be made, but these are big boys we are talking about here. For whatever reason, I'm not seeing Rachel Mbewe watching. Someone please send her some bundles. As the fans of Simon, clap for him because of how confident they are in himself that he can never fail to make a clearance. Of now, it is 4 reds and a black. Now see, white ball moving moved off the cushions of the table quite neatly, quite beautifully, and quite perfectly, going for a little backspin here. And it's a miss. He almost considered the frame. Big miss, unexpected, which he didn't see coming, or the fans, or the umpire, or myself, or you guys watching online. And Kelvin will come in to take the easy pickings, spotting black ball to the corner pocket. Leads for the second time in this match after frame number 1. It is Kelvin Fekoti 5 and Simon Lubulwa 4. And the rest is 16 4. 600 US dollars. Now here comes Rachel, making now noise on Facebook. I know that where she is watching from, she is chanting the Zambian Injini because Kelvin has just won a frame. Okay, before saying Kelvin has won it, I'll say that Simon has lost it. The table on which these guys are playing is Super League brand. It really is a welcoming of offensive-minded players. If you are that kind of player who wants to pot balls, then this is your kind of table. And yet, for whatever reason, the level of play of both of these players, especially in this frame and the last one, is not as good as you would have fancied. At least one unforced error per frame from each player, one unexpected miss. Thank you for watching Mose on YouTube. Kasim Sulaya, you're live from Florida, South Africa. You are Team Computer, you say. Charles Mugisa, supporting Simon. Thank you for also watching on YouTube. Nash Shavin, and how are you doing too? Alex T, thank you for watching. You think Computer will win this one? Cosmas Mutari, you're watching from Saudi Arabia on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Alstos, always watching. Kwemboy Job, thank you for watching. You're enjoying the stream from Kapchorwa in Uganda. Kwemboy, I hope you know how to do some long distance running. Yeah? I like Kapchorwa for simply being the district of guess who? Cheptegei. Mokozei, Chaoma, definitely supporting Kelvin. Thank you for watching. Straight out of Cape Town, you say. Mambo Kalapa, supporting Direct Fikoti. Frisco Osborne, supporting Computer. Thank you for watching. Geoffrey Komakech watching from Golo. Welcome to the stream. Simon Shivela, you are watching from Namibia on YouTube. Siva from the United Kingdom, no, United Kawi in the UK. Thank you for watching. Andrew Lutamagus from Sweden. Louis from the from Masaka. Thank you for watching. Michael Spain from Barara in Uganda. Welcome to the stream, as well as Victor Aurora. Emarons from Kolamiro. Welcome to the stream. Matovo Robinson. Also, thank you for watching. I know that this is a film that is being played by two individuals, but the interest is nationalistic from the people of Uganda as much as the people of Zambia. Two countries that are so crazy about the sport, but every non-Ugandan player that has been coming to this country has been agreeing on one thing, that Ugandans are, in terms of liking this sport, are in their own league. This game means so much to the people that love it. They really are crazy about pool. And this place has 8 pool tables, and only one is being used for routine practice. The rest have fans standing around and sitting in between the tables, simply watching this match. The second international money match that is being staged at this venue, that is the Ultimate Pool Arena in Tinda, Kampala, Uganda. And I think that any time from now, the umpire of the day, that is Jimmy Semata, will be warning these players that he will have had enough of them playing what we call negative play or slow play, which is by definition playing consecutive times in succession without intention to pot. And when there is no progress for both of the players, then the umpire may declare the frame as a stalemate, which is the footballing equivalent of a draw game. Oops. He needed magic, Simon, and delivered for himself a moment of magic. A shot that is being uploaded by his fans at the venue and those who are watching this match on giant screen at Roxbury in Chiwanga, Mukono, Kampala, which is his current management team today. And his manager, I can realize Zach Idiro, is at the venue after probably a schedule of busy work at the Bank of Africa in Kampala. Is here to support his guy, the computer. Well, Kelvin may be having very little support at the venue, but he knows that he's having hundreds and hundreds of supporters, especially watching from down south in Zambia. So while he knows that at the venue he's fighting on himself only with the support of Moses Mafia, many of his supporters are watching from home, counting on him as he's also attempting combination shot here. He gets to pot. The same pocket where he has potted has been opened by himself in the same shot. His only problem right now is to pot a ball, but I think he'll be going for a defensive safety shot here. Snookering Simon, a little tap on that red ball, white ball being hidden behind the red, which is what he does, and he does it perfectly well. Frame number 10 has been the longest, and for those who are like offensive poles, the most boring, yeah? Because they've played so much with huge respect for each other, not wanting to pot. As my friend Malvan Mokoza says, they've been playing as if they don't want to play in this frame, but finally Simon has been forced into an error. That technical shot from Kelvin, which is forcing Simon to foul, giving Kelvin an advantage to go for frame number 10 for himself and for Zambia once and for all. He really needs to have a big start, a good start, a winning start of his tour of Uganda, the Zambian Kelvin Fikoti. There he goes, seemingly going for a 6th. Actually, will go down as a fine safety again by the computer. I will remember frame number 10 not for its good level of play, but it's very slow and cautious approach from both of the players. Each of them fearing to go for the game against the other. This one is the best of international pool. A match that is having all characteristics of both of the players. Where is the white going for Kelvin? Unfortunately, he fouls. Advantage for computer to head into the end of the first third, if I can call it, of the match. At least not trailing, at least drawing with Kelvin. If he can make it 5-5 by making a clearance of frame number 10, which is exactly what he is doing. White ball could intercept the movement, could be intercepted by the red. Simon actually uses the red ball as support in the movement of the white ball, moving it and having a straight line between the white, the black, and the corner pocket and the bottom right of your screen. And being the guy with the home advantage, I don't think he will be missing from this kind of range. Yes, he pots. Yes, he shoots. Yes, he equalizes. It is Simon 5 and Kelvin 5 in a race to 16 for $600 US. 5-5 between Kelvin and Simon of Zimbabwe and Uganda respectively. As Kelvin now has a dry break that the fans are starting to celebrate because they know that the difference between the two players can go down to only the break, because they've shown, at least for the first 10 frames, that they can cancel each other out perfectly well, especially in terms of playing level. Simon's intention here was to have white ball for that red ball of his, which is entangled between 4 of Kelvin's yellows near that corner pocket on the bottom right. What happened was that white ball just passed in between those balls without having any effect of opening up that situation. It is what's putting Simon under a little bit of pressure. Had he opened up that red ball, maybe he will be talking of right now of a reverse dish. And thank you for watching. Those of you who are watching in Zambia, in Ndola, in Kitwe, in Livingston, in Chipata, in Kasama, in Kabwe, in Chingola, in Mazaboka, in Shoma, in Mongo, in Chinsali, in Kafue, in Siabonga and Lusaka, and everywhere in between, as they watch their best player, arguably taking on one of the best players from Uganda at his own home turf, Simon Lubulwa, drawing 5-5 with Kelvin Fikoti in a race to 16. I don't think he'll be happy with the kind of white ball he's giving himself, Simon. He only has to play safe. And yes, safe he plays. For some of the firms, Kelvin's level of play has been a little bit suspect, giving more reason for Simon to have belief that he can win this one. And this Simon responds to miss with miss.
Mazima! Oh, Simon Jangora,
And in the meantime, dear viewers, the Ugandan in Simon Lubulwa now leads 7-5. The very first time in this match that any of these players is having a 2-game cushion on each other. They are racing 16 for $600 here at Ultimate Pool Arena, where Simon Lubulwa is having very big home advantage, not only because of home ground advantage, but also home crowd support. The table, however, doesn't have any favorites. It is a very good Super League brand table. It will only favor the player that plays better on the day. And in frame number 13, it was Kelvin who did scratch on the break, putting white ball in the process. Simon's supporters chanting as though they were sure that Simon is making a clearance of the frame. Frame number 13, actually it is. Simon coming short by jump shooting in the process of clearing, allowing chance for Kelvin back in the frame, which is exactly what he's trying to do. Win it off computer, come within one frame of Simon himself in a match that is so close to call, neck to neck, pound for pound. It is these players so far cancelling out each other perfectly well. Unless for Kelvin something goes wrong in this frame, then allows the computer to win it. And then the lead for computer could start to become a little bit worrying for any person watching in Zambia. Needs to have it net here. Kelvin pots white ball off the cushion. I think it will do. He could go for the yellow ball to the top cushion, could go for the one to the center pocket. The one near the top cushion where he's standing maybe gives him some kind of advantage as long as he's on target, spinning the white ball backwards, drawing it backwards towards around the midpoint of the table for him to guess himself white ball for the last yellow, which he will be putting the center pocket on the right. He has sight over that yellow ball in pretty much a straight line to the corner pocket now on the bottom right of your screen. Simply rolling it. That was a little bit complacent by Kelvin. He took too little time to take that shot. Maybe he took the shot for granted. It was more critical for him to take all the time he has in this world than he took it. That was a little bit careless. And if he loses this frame for that kind of approach, Kelvin will be guilty as charged. Should be now aware that he's up against a top shooter on his own home turf, in front of his own home fans, and he's in his own home country. And yet the guy that is in his own home country also misses. Frame number 13 is being played at a very low level. Chance for Kelvin to put that yellow ball to the corner pocket on the top left, white ball bouncing rightwards off two cushions and into perfect space by the Zambian, who has played simply neatly. Going for the black to the corner pocket, the bottom right. This time he won't miss, and white will be safe and pulls one back as Mafia flips the scoreboard for Kelvin. It is Kelvin 6 and Simon 7. Amon Mangwatu, thank you for watching. You're asking the race at which it is. It is race to 16. Karim Abuya not happy with the computer. Amon Master Mokubu singing Kasongo Yeye. Leroy Karabo, thank you for watching. Alan Wycliffe to Misema, you think computer doesn't want peace, he wants problems only. Nigel Tatanya Mayaro, thank you for watching. Asking what is happening with that frame. Nigel, it wasn't played at the level which you want, but it is finally done. Once again, Simon Lubulwa is leading 7-6 against Kelvin Fikoti in a race to 16. Big break by the computer, one ball potted, and we'll definitely be going for the yellows, and we'll be definitely rooting for Apple. He's had one break and finish in this frame in this match, as well as one reverse dish. For now, guys, it is Simon 7 and Kelvin 7. We have our first timeout, which is taking 3 minutes. Then the game will start immediately thereafter. Asoba 16 nga bigwa. Sobola okukwatagana nakyo. Ngawangula. We are back, dear viewers, and welcome back to the second half of this ongoing international money match between Uganda's Simon Lubulwa, the computer, who is taking on Zambia's Kelvin here at the Ultimate Pool Arena in Ntinda, Kampala, Uganda. 7-7, too tight, too close, and too tense. We are starting the second half by myself asking for predictions from you in the comments section. Predictions. As Kelvin miscues, Decious Mark thinks Simon will win 16-13. Charles Camille, thank you for watching from Al Rayyan. I don't know where Al Rayyan is, but I know somewhere it is somewhere in the Arab world. Thank you, Hugo Tiger. Says, come on, Fikoti no more mercy now. Must be watching from somewhere in Lusaka. I just guess so. Karim Abu an intruder fully in his own arena. And Decious Mark is just happy that I'm reading his comment for the first time. Now I've read it for the second time, Mark. On Facebook, Sagibson Mwila thinks 16-12. Your own Kelvin will be winning, while Mozondo Victor Aurora, thank you for watching. 16-12. For now, Simon is back in business, leading 8-7 at the half time, at the halfway mark of this match in a race to 16 for $600 US. This time Moses Mofia flips the scoreboard while shaking his head a little bit, not so happy with what happened, but nonetheless has got nothing to do. He has to flip the scoreboard anyway. Little Enos, you seem to insinuate that the YouTube network is somehow disgusting. I'm watching on both Facebook and YouTube. Both videos look pretty okay, but if the Facebook video is the YouTube video is disturbing you, kindly switch to Facebook. Big Money Billiards Uganda chapter, which is where this match is being streamed. May look of difference. You think this one is going to the wire? You're seeing a decider in this one. Simon is supposed to be a very good long racer, one of Uganda's best long racers, maybe top 5, top 6, without a shadow of a doubt, in terms of how he performs in these big races, these long races. There was a time when there was no shadow of a doubt that he was the best long racer in Uganda. I think the year must have been around 2017, and maybe parts of 2016 when he played the money matches with Alfred Gumekeza Black Sheep, Sula Matovu, Hazard Lokoma, Torije Jonah, Ndiagumanawe Amos, Bwanika Mansur, beating them all. At that time, he was the battle king of Uganda. But of course, the big improvement in Manturu's game, as well as the coming to the scene of Ibra and now Caesar, have seen Simon in a little bit of a periphery of players in terms of results in long races, because those guys I just said now have better results than him, both against other players and also against Simon himself. Other very good long racers in Uganda include the likes of Dog City, Joseph Kasozi, and Ibrahim Kayanja. Of course, besides Simon, Caesar, Ibra, and Mansour, and not forgetting Hazard. And also lots of very good long racers in Zambia besides Kelvin Fikoti. I just saw, I think 2 days ago, Royd Kabwe, I think it's called Kabwe because he's coming from the town of Kabwe, winning a money match against, I'm forgetting who. I also know Victor as a tough long racer. Of course, Moses Mofia himself, you can't just come and take his money away. He's a very good shooter and fighter. And Wede Mustafa learned that yesterday when they took first off against each other. Chile Bobo amongst other shooters. Simon off the cushion, double target. He will now be attempting to put the black to the corresponding center pocket on the right of your screen. Maybe the right corner pocket. I just have a feeling the center pocket gives him the best option, but he's going for the more difficult to rate. Corner pocket may be direct, maybe off the yellow, and in. My goodness, lovely shooting skills from the guy that will give them the computer, who now increases his lead to 9 after putting his red off Ficoti's yellow. Simon 9 and Mafia 7. One shot that Kelvin has been getting wrong today has clearly been the break. And every time he doesn't get the break right, I think it has been 3 frames in which he's been scratching on the break. Putting white ball, Simon's fans have been shouting as if they are sure that Simon will be making a clearance in his next turn on the table. He's now on 4 yellows. 3 now. His only problem yellow ball is that one near that center pocket on the right. And as he shoots, it is one on which his mind will be on. An average player will be using the white ball. Simon deserving to play that yellow ball first. But of course, these are not average players. These are big boys. Simon going for now the long range shot. Yellow to the corner pocket on the top right of your screen. If he gets it right, then he gets the scores even righter, and yet he misses. Advantage, Kelvin. Black is open with a clear intention by the Zambian to go for frame number 17 in his current visit over the table, and yet disadvantageous for him is the resulting position of his white, so close to one of the reds and the black for his liking. He plays a safety snooker, which in my opinion he gets wrong, because he's allowing Simon sight of one of his yellows. Simon's big task after potting is to draw the white ball towards the top end of the table. If he can get good white ball for the top yellow ball, I think he will be good for frame number 10 for himself. White ball off the cushion. He can only see his yellow. Probably in a position where he can just pot. safely. We probably want white ball to bounce off two cushions on the top and right of your screen respectively. Top, right, and in space. Beautiful. Simon 10, Kelvin 7. Needing a big break, Simon. I'm just having a feeling if he wins this frame, then it will be a lead that may be a little bit too insurmountable for Kelvin to come up against, and advantages for Kelvin. Simon also gets to scratch on the break. Kelvin jumps off the table as if something wrong was really happening. He also knows that he must start winning and must start winning again. Now, you can't allow a player as good as Computer to go 4 frames up on his own home table in front of his own home fans with full home ground advantage. Thank you for watching Alex T on YouTube. Edward Wamaseke. Yes, Simon is the conqueror of the Ntinda area. Okay, may look at the difference. Encouraging us to like the video, yes. Whether you guys watching on either Facebook or YouTube, please don't forget to like. Just like. Joseph Kasozi is lined up for Kelvin tomorrow. Kasozi has just communicated to me that he has his mind not together with a domestic issue and is requesting to have his match lined up on a different day from tomorrow. So tomorrow we shall be communicating the development on that one, whether we have another match, whether we have a cancellation, whether you have Kasozi himself. And then, of course, Hazard lined up later this week, and maybe Ibra. And thereafter on Saturday and Sunday, Kelvin and Mafia will be involved in one of the Christmas Cup massacre. So, Senyo Glorious, Mafia and Kelvin are coming. Prepare money and also be ready to face them. Kelvin going for one, maybe the more difficult of the 3 ladies, and it is now in. Maybe he needed a better white ball than the one he's giving himself here. Any match in his tour, he has to be at his best because he's walking in quite deep waters, which could even become deeper as the tour becomes older and older. Now he's up against the last red for himself, which will be wanting to put the corner pocket closest to your screen on the left with a sharp cut. There he is, short off target. It is starting to look dangerous for Kelvin, dangerous for Zambia, dangerous for Lusaka. Any neutral viewer would have wanted him to win this ongoing frame number 18, not to let Simon take a 4-game lead. because then things will start to be really jittery. Of course, if he does, he will be playing with a much more confidence, and the fans will be shouting for himself even louder, and it will become even more unrealistic that Kelvin will be winning this match if Simon wins this ongoing frame. With the white going, that was close, but lucky for the computer. And for guys watching on Facebook, please be reminded that my original Facebook page, that is Break and Finish Live, is having Facebook restrictions. That's why I'm using this streaming platform, Big Money Billiards, where this match is for the live stream. So please don't forget to like and share the page to other pool lovers as we try to regrow our big African family. Simon going for an 11th here. Big shot. 11-7. I want to speak to a good friend of mine who is a former player and himself now a manager, one of the people around Lubulwa, Simon, the computer. Welcome, and people want to hear your voice, Mr. Miti.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Chove. It's a pleasure talking to you after Kenya, Nairobi. And I'd love to say, to ask your viewers that we are happy and glad. Were there any questions you wanted to know?
How you think Simon has been able to escape, if I can use that word, from Kelvin, because it was neck to neck. Now he has found himself 4 games up. What has inspired this performance?
No, the thing is, Simon has always been a good player, but the only thing is, when his breaks come through, he's someone who's a good finisher. You and me know it well, Mr. Chove. One of the good finishers is we have in the country is Simon is among them. But if his break lets him down, then that's disaster, because he gets frustrated sometimes and even when he knows he's going to open up, and he gets stuck on the way. But he's one of the good players that will finish a game, and most especially games you less expect to be finished.
What do you think Kelvin can do to turn around this match for himself? Kelvin
has to cool down and then try to get him on when Simon makes mistakes and he finishes. That's the only thing I could advise Kelvin. But otherwise, he's not a bad player. He's a very good player as well. The only thing is he needs to just concentrate. As you know, pool is a game of 2 halves, whereby you lose sometimes. There's change of fortune. You and I know it very well, Mr. Chove. Yeah.
So now, what next for you as a person? You with your journey with Simon, you just came back from Nairobi. The other time you took us to Kisumu. What next for Miti and the Ugandan team? This year or next year?
We're going anywhere that the team goes. I will have to go. And with Simon, I'm happy because he's now a man, whereby this is his arena. We started with nothing, and then he has a home. He has he's earning, and that's why even his pool is improving, because he's no longer waiting or relying on handouts. He's no longer I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway, that's a desperate move by Kevin. Like I told you, that he needs to cool down. So such mistakes, Simon will punish you. And moreover, when he settles down, it becomes very little. Thank you very much, Mr. Cho.
Yeah, welcome. That is my friend Mr. Miti. But I'm just looking an out of sorts, Kelvin. That is one of the worst shots you will ever see from a player over that level. It seemed so obvious that if he played as he did, it was always very risky him potting the black ball, and it's exactly the same happened. Very discouraging if you are Kelvin, or if you are his only fan at the venue of Mafia, or if you are one of the hundreds of fans that are watching from Zambia, trying to get inspiration from his performance tonight. He's 5 frames down, the whole of 5 against this guy Simon, who is now the overwhelming favorite to win the $600 by beating Kelvin today. Oh, will I say tonight? I'm even tempted to think that if probably Kelvin loses this match, he could ask for a rematch. I am tempted. In the meantime, Simon's manager, Mr. Zach Idiro, is watching this match at the venue. He was watching online momentarily ago. About an hour ago, he did arrive here and is watching with a very wide smile, hopefully for himself. The match ends in victory for himself and for his player. Kelvin probably going for this one, but knows that he can no longer afford to miss a shot, can no longer afford to miss a ball, can no longer afford to pot the cue ball, can no longer afford an unforced error, because the match is starting to run away from him and it is not looking healthy for himself at all. Probably a first time out will do. It is what I would tell him if I were Mafia, unless he wins this frame, because momentum could start to go again in his favor. Again, Kelvin misses the ball very, very unexpectedly. And while I have very big respect for Kelvin and his abilities on table, sometimes he comes a little bit short. Maybe the pressure of playing away from home. Maybe learning in this match that every time he gets to miss a shot or a ball, then Simon has more than what it takes to finish, something that is having Kelvin play under increase the pressure. Simon is now on 5 reds, all of them positioned relatively well, and a black ball which is there for Simon's taking. There is a big likelihood that this one could be win number 13 for Simon. Julius Okelo says the network is not good. Maybe it is on your side, Julius. I'm having a chance to be watching both the YouTube and Facebook videos, and all of them as I speak are looking pretty clear. And the guys watching on YouTube, they're not doing a very good job liking the video, because about 60 are liking and yet over 500 of you are watching right now. The 500 are watching Simon winning a 13th frame for himself after a miss by Kelvin, in which Simon is making a single visit clearance in his next 13-7. And a first and a very necessary timeout from Kelvin. Once again, the match is resuming in exactly 3 minutes for now. The Ugandan is Simon Lubulwa, after 20 frames played, is having a 13-7 lead on the Zambian in Kelvin Fikot.
This is what I was they have gone for a break. Next to what?
And we are back, dear viewers. As I let you watch frame number 21 for yourself without interfering with my commentary. The third phase of the match is starting like the first two have ended. The Ugandan Simon Lubulwa is having now a meal of Kelvin Fikoti. The Zambian traveling all the way from Lusaka to Kampala via Nairobi. As Simon now increases his lead to 14-7, doubling the number of goals for himself, Simon, as compared to his opponents, with his second, if not third, break and finish of the match. In the house, I can see some of Uganda's better players. I can see Ibrahim Sejamba at the venue, Robert Tumusime at the venue, Joseph Kasoze at the venue, yes, Caesar Chandiga is at the venue, and of course, Moses Mofia at the venue. Kelvin's one and only true supporter here. And before I forget, anybody who is watching this game near my good friend Rachel Mbere, please give her a hug. Things are not going well. The engine from Lusaka is not oiling, is not pumping its cylinders consistently. This time, not again. It won't be a bad safety shot from Kelvin. Simon is maybe contemplating some kind of crazy shot here. I even didn't know that putting was that easy, that there was a definite connection of playing red to put red to the corner pocket. He has 3 choices, if not 4, of balls to pot. His one and only bad ball now, Simon, is that red ball, which is closest to your spin, but on the right. If he can get a good white ball for that one, maybe he will be good to go. And he misses in an attempt to get a white ball for the one and only bad red ball that he was having on the table, allowing chance to Kelvin himself to at least try and pull one back, and then maybe inspire a comeback of his own, the Zambian. And if disadvantageous enough for Kelvin, one of his yellows has moved right behind the black ball. Could be playing his next shot to try and open it up. We are at the Ultimate Pool Arena in Kampala, which has a ceiling possibility of starting in defeat at 9 more frames before Simon needs only and only. Imagine that is the amount of pressure that Kelvin will be playing himself against, especially in the last 30-45 minutes, playing too poorly, putting himself in a situation where number 22. It is Kelvin Fikoti 8 and Simon Lubulwa 14. Now it is anywhere between 200 and 250 fans at the venue, all of them supporting one player in Simon. Of course, having full home ground advantage, and playing against players this good, and if they are in their own home country, their own home tables and their own home fans, sometimes it can be a little bit rowdy, I just think today they are supporting okay. On supporting Simon when it is his turn on table. Most of the time when Kelvin has been playing, they have been leaving him his opportunity to play without any noise interference. The way Simon has been queuing in this match so far, it can only be worrying every time he gets to pot a ball and has white ball to pot another, most especially from a Kelvin perspective. As many or as few as now 4 reds for him to go. Only one of them is positioned not so well. That red ball near the center pocket on the right. If he can get good white ball for it, maybe to try and put it to the corner pocket on the top right of your screen, maybe he will be good to go. Maybe play it with a bank. The way he's queuing, maybe he's contemplating playing that red ball I'm talking about last. All he needs will be a simple tap of the red ball near the white ball, either direct. Actually, it has to be direct, no chance of putting it off Kelvin's yellow, allowing himself sight of the last red ball, just sight, just off the cushion, just sight. Just don't get yourself snookered, just see it. And if you can roll it to the corner pocket, then he will be good to go. But has to be on target first. Kelvin can only pray that he misses. But Kelvin's prayers have not been answered. The computer versus the black for number 15 for himself. And it is 15 for Simon. And 8 for Kelvin. Kelvin must win 8 games in a row, or else lose $600 to Simon. And thank you for watching Innocent Sheposhai, uploading Simon's good potting, watching on Facebook, John Dombo. Thank you for watching Kalumba Sao, also on Facebook, Mareza Sifo Mukansi, watching on Facebook. Thank you for watching from South Africa. Your favorite player, Caesar Chandiga, is in the house. And I can give you some bit of rumor mongering. He's troubled Caesar with his now wife, who is Zambian. So I don't know who Caesar will be supporting in this one. His countryman is playing against the countryman of his wife. Yes, we made things official when Caesar visited Zambia for the Billiards Cafe W Nation Classic. We came back with our person. She's here at the venue. If I find her, I'll be calling her for a chat with you. Say hi to the viewers.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Just tell them how you are finding Uganda.
Uganda is a nice place. People are friendly around here, and everything else is fine.
How long can we expect you here? At least for now, how long?
Maybe 2 weeks.
2 weeks, then you go home, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, it will be a very happy 2 weeks for us. Thank you for coming over.
All right, thank you.
All right, go back to your seat and enjoy the game. I know it's not going favorable for you.
Oh yeah, it's so sad to come and watch my Zambian brother get beaten like this, but Anyway, it's a game. You win, you lose.
You lose some, you win some. Probably you'll win tomorrow.
Oh yeah, sure thing.
Thank you for the time.
All right, thank you.
Yes, that is the female scorpion. John Dumbo, you want to see her go away? You can see Kelvin. You came to see Kelvin, who puts black for the ninth time in the match. It is now 9 for Kelvin and 15 for Simon. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Alex Taremwa, Silas Smith, Lawrence Carter is asking rest what it is, rest for 16. Nash Safi, thank you for watching also on YouTube. Mukasa Joseph, Alan Samuel, you're saying the person who predicted 16 right, 16-9 must be right. That person can only be right if Simon can win this coming frame. If Simon breaks and puts a ball, I think he will be going for break and finish, which will make him $600 richer. Simon breaking frame number 20. Actually, frame number 29, 25, and it ends in a scratch. On the break, Simon puts a white ball, advantage for Kelvin. By the way, it is not yet over. We have seen even bigger comebacks than this one, where someone needs to win 8 in a row and then wins the meter. It is not very easy, but it is possible that it can happen. You just think for Kelvin, he may be fighting for too little, too late. Maybe the lead for Simon is a little bit too insurmountable. My apologies for that brief breaking video. For those of you who are watching both on YouTube and Facebook, it was momentary, and I think now we are back on both platforms enjoying the way we know how to enjoy best. You are watching Simon Lubulwa versus Moses Mafia in an international match racing to 16 between the Ugandan and Zambian respectively here at the Ultimate Pool Arena in Kampala in Uganda. 15-10 Simon leads. He was 15-8 at one point. Kelvin has just won 2 frames in a row. He needs 6 more in a row, if at all, he is to win this match. Big unlikelihood, especially looking at how this match has been flowing from the start up to now. But in this sport, you can never ever say never. Simon is having the task of 4 reds. Kelvin is having the task of 4 yellows. Trying to make a clearance. Maybe to win 1 more for himself, Kelvin, to make it to 11. Just take it 1 shot at a time, and then 1 frame at a time. Try to win. If he wins this frame, and maybe the next, Simon will be starting to be playing under some pressure. The more pressure Simon gets under, the more confident Kelvin becomes. The more confident Kelvin becomes, maybe the likelihood that he could do something about himself in this match, maybe try and win it for himself, and yet he misses. An opportunity finally presents itself for Simon to finally take down Kelvin for $600 US. As long as he makes a clearance of this red frame, which is having 3 reds positioned well, and 1 not so much, the one closest to your table, almost touching the cushion closest to your screen. This one should be just a little backspin, drawing the white ball a little bit backwards, just a little like that, giving himself a natural cut of his 1 and only remaining red ball to put to the corner pocket on the top right of your screen. White ball naturally moving towards the side of the table where he can put even the second red to the same corner pocket, the one on the bottom right of your screen. Simply rolling that right ball, that red, white ball moves naturally, as natural as you can see. This one will be the last red he is putting in this match. If he does, and also the black, for himself to be happy, to become $600 US richer, to make Ugandans happy, to bring dismay to Zambians, from Lusaka to Ndola to Kabwe to the Copper Belt region, as long as Simon puts and gets hit to misses. Advantage, Kelvin. Whatever Kelvin is contemplating here, I think yes, there is space between that red ball, just a little space between red ball and the jaw of that corner pocket for him to pass the yellow, but maybe not the space is too little. Maybe he can attempt combination shot, put both yellow and red in the same shot. If he does, maybe he goes for a clearance. If he doesn't, maybe it will be the last piece of action for himself in this match. There goes a shot that Kelvin can never ever afford to miss. Maybe another player who is so defensive minded, who is so thoughtful, could play the yellow behind the red, make it impossible for Simon to play a legal shot, but he's seemingly going for combination and gets it right. Good shooting, good brains, and a lot of pressure from Kelvin. Going for his penultimate shot of the frame to the same corner pocket. He will want to put his yellow, spinning the white ball backwards. It moves leftwards in that kind of motion, which he does. Now on the black to make it 11 for himself, giving himself not a very easy white ball to play around with, but to a player of this level, and how confident he's becoming. Maybe he should be good to go. Kelvin wins. It is 11-15. 5 frames to go. Kelvin needs them all. I'm just happy to see him maybe becoming a little bit more confident as the match grows older, playing better. His best pool is being played at the time when he cannot afford to lose a frame anymore. So bad for him that even when he went for timeout, Simon came back for time in and won the first 2, if not 3 frames, to the effect that he played himself up to 15 when Kelvin was on 8. Kelvin has now pulled 3 back. I'm just having just that wild feeling that he is fighting for too little, too late. Simon, I just have that wild feeling he's too good not to win 1 out of 5. But it was 1 out of 8 about 15 minutes ago, so it is always possible. Someone is having some discussion with the umpire, maybe about the rocking of the balls, maybe whose break it is now, maybe mind games here, whatever the case. The discussion is for who is breaking. Maybe Simon is claiming that it is his break. It is the umpire's prerogative to determine, to tell them who is breaking this ongoing frame. The situation is that in the previous frame it was supposed to be Simon's break and then Kelvin took it on, so the umpire has reacted by giving Kelvin's own break to Simon. Maybe right, maybe wrong. My opinion doesn't matter. I'm just a commentator. The only guy who has the opinion that matters is the umpire. And after that void break, the same player gets to break the same frame with no result recorded. As long as black is spotted on the break, it is the same player breaking again. International black ball rules. Once again, it's a big break here. Aiming for the top ball like he normally does. Hits the top ball, gets support to 1 yellow. White ball is on the table, and the chance presents itself, I think, for Simon Lubulwa to take down Kelvin once and for all. Not so many better chances will be coming. We'll definitely be going for the yellows here. I think definitely the yellows, in which case you'll be having only one problem yellow ball, the one that is looking at right now, the one closest to your screen, near the cushion on the bottom of your viewing area. The computer, as Simon is nicknamed, representing himself, also representing Uganda, but then representing his management team, Roxbury Pool Club in Chiwanga. Going for gold, going for $600, going for victory number 1, as he normally is the route opener when Ugandans are faced with tours from international players. Table is closed. Simon playing the yellows.
Come on, Simon.
Whatever is contemplating, the yellow ball nearest to your screen, also near Kelvin's red, is the one mostly on his mind. And I think in his shot, it is the one he's getting white ball for. If he can get it off the table, potted, and white ball remains on the table, maybe we may have seen the last of Kelvin in this encounter. But only if Simon can get to pot this yellow first. Most important shot for himself, in my opinion, in the whole match. This one, if he can pot it against the cushion, towards the pocket, and pot. The fans are clapping their hands exactly for the reason, knowing the implication of that shot is that one of their own. Simon Lubulwa on his own home turf, his own home village, the trading center of Ntinda, where he is born, risen, and bred, playing for victory. Now on 2 yellows, one of them portable to the corner pocket on the top left of the screen, the other to the corresponding center pocket on the right. All of them very easily portable. Natural movement of the white ball, also for the black ball, which can be ported to the center pocket on the right or the corner pocket where he's putting his yellow right now. Rolling the yellow ball to the corner pocket, natural white for the last yellow. And it is now clear that probably Kelvin is not having any more involvement in this match after losing so many frames, especially in the middle of this race. Simon on the black to make it 16 for himself. For Roxbury in Chiwanga versus the black for the victory. Simon.
Aine.